First responders. What is the worst injury you have seen that was caused by the stupidest and most easy to avoid event?
I was a firefighter, and we were called to a vehicle fire at midnight in a rural area. We get there, and sure enough, there was a up truck fully engulfed. This wasn't the usual engine compartment fire. The whole truck was roaring. I was the nozzle man at the time on my engine, which meant my job was to be the guy spraying water on the fire. As I got closer to the pickup, I noticed a god-awful smell. I was relatively new, so I couldn't place it, but just knew it was putrid. My heart immediately sunk when I remembered there was a missing girl case in our area. People often stash evidence inside cars and burn the whole thing to get rid of evidence. Guns, clothes, even bodies. As I'm putting out the fire, I'm dreading what I'll find. Something was in the truck bed. The fact that the truck's owner wasn't on scene made me more nervous. Fast forward and the fire's out. Turns out the truck bed was filled dozens of pumpkins. Thankfully, no bodies, but we had no idea where the driver was. A few days later, we heard from the cops that just before we arrived at the fire, a lone guy showed up at the ER with massive, full body burns. Turns out that as this guy was driving his pumpkins to a nearby farmer's market, he hit something in the road. His gas gauge went to empty and he smelled gas coming from his truck. The hero of this story crawled under his truck to assess the damage and used the only light source he had, a Bic lighter. Someone saw the fire and drove him to the ER. Some separate passer, Bai, was the one who actually called in the fire. TLDR. If you think you have a gas leak, don't use a lighter as your light source.
Follow for more.